Government Ayurveda Medical College, Mysore recently had the honor of hosting a landmark continuing medical education program exclusively designed for the esteemed teachers of Samhita and Siddhanta. This impactful event, organized by our Department of Ayurveda Samhita and Siddhanta, was made possible through the generous sponsorship of the Ministry of AYUSH, Government of India, with the support of Rashtriya Ayurveda Vidyapeetha, New Delhi. We are delighted to share the complete recording of this week-long academic journey. Watch now to gain valuable insights from our distinguished speakers and relive the spirit of knowledge sharing and academic excellence. Now the session is led by our esteemed speaker, Dr. Mohammed.Yusuf G. sir. He is professor in the Department of Samhita and Siddhanta, STM, Bengaluru. Dr. Yaligar is a highly accomplished academician with over 18 years of teaching experience. He holds an MD in Ayurveda Siddhanta from Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Bengaluru, with a thesis on a study on Samprapti with special reference to assessment of Vikalpa Samprapti in Tamakashvasa. He has extensive experience in research, teaching and guiding postgraduate students. Dr. Yaligar has published several papers in reputed journals and has participated in numerous national level workshops and seminars. As a resource person, he has delivered guest lectures and workshops on various topics including Ayurvedic terminology, manuscriptology and research methodology.
Actually, we decided to start with a Paramanavada, then a Sabha Paramavada by giving a gap. Now, third point, another topic is Samanya Vishesha. I wanted to start in the afternoon, but now only we discuss the Samanya Vishesha. Okay. So, before going to start, let us see the objective of the presentation. Initially, clinical impression of the Shat Padartha, as Samanya Vishesha belongs to Shat Padarthas. And next to Samanya Vishesha Siddhanta, understanding of role of Samanya Vishesha in Swastha, Nidana and Chikitsa. And at the end, a small group activity will come. Okay. So, can you read this? No. Yes. Alone I can do. I do little things. Togetherly we can do much. Okay. So whatever you have any inputs, you can give to me. Okay. So this should be a interaction session that everybody knows about Samanya Vishesha, Paramanavada. Everybody, you are teachers, not the students. Okay. Let us have a discussion. Whatever you know, give some inputs to me, and what I know, I am presenting you. Wherever it is required, you just can tell me. Okay. So let us start with Padartha. Everybody knows about Padartha definitions. You are teaching. It is formed by two terms, Pada and Artha. Okay. So Pada means word. Then what is Artha? Padasya Artha? Artha. These first year students tell that. Okay. Do you know this shloka? Parinchanti Indriyani Yamsa from Tarka Sangraha. This is about Padartha. Artha. Artha means what? Artha is that towards which Indriya move. Indriya becomes active. Okay. That is Padartha. So your Indriya move towards this. When I show you pen. That is Artha. So Artha means any object, whatever it may be, which is pursued by Indriyas, Panchadhyana. So what you have to take is Artha means Indriya Artha. Artha means Indriya. Either it may be in the form of Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, or Gandha. So, as you see, Pramiti Vishaya Padartha. The object of knowledge, all the things, whatever around us, those are Padartha. So, you see, this is Pada and this is Artha. Understood? Yes or no? Ghata, the word is apara. Artha of that is the object which is related to that pada. So padasya artha, that's okay. So when you go through the Vaisheshika's definition, astitva, abhideyatva, and what that suggests, object itself. The objects which are having astitva, abhideyatva, and abhideyatva. Okay. And among this, you find Sama and Vishesha as Shat Padarthas have been described by Vaisheshika and Ayurveda also in Charak Samhita, Acharya Charaka, as Samanya and Vishesha are the prime requirement for the Chikitsa, as Siddhanta is made on Samanya and Vishesha, due to its importance in the Chikitsa, Samanya is explained or it is being put first as compared to Vaisheshika. So first one is Dravya. So let us go according to Vaisheshika. First one is Dravya. Then what is Dravya? Then tell what is Dravya? Okay. What is the meaning of that? Where? Where Guna and Karma? And? And?
And it is Samavai Karans for the execution of
Dravya yatra ashritaha karma guna. That is one part. Yatra ashritaha karma. Where Dravya, so where Guna and Karma are residing. Then second part is Karanam Samvaya. Dravya is the Samvaya Karana of the Kari. The one which is Ashraya for Guna and Karma and which is Samvaya Karana for the Kari. That is Dravya. Okay. So it is inseparably related in the Utpatti of Karya. As you see the example, entire clay is converted into Ghata. Or Mritika is converted into, transformed into Ghata. So Mritika is a Dravya. That Dravya itself is transformed into Ghata. So Dravya is Samvaya Karana for the Utpatti of Karya. This is important because whenever we speak about a Karya-Karana relation in the Chikitsa also, that is important as we speak about Samanya Vishesha. So also it has been said by in Vaisheshika that Kriya Gunavat Samvaya Karanam iti Dravya Lakshana. Okay. It also suggests same meaning, Samvaya Karana. It is Samvaya Karana of a Karya. Then Guna is Samavaya in the form of Ashraya. Ashraya is Dravya. Ashraya both Guna and Karma. And it is not having any relation with a Chesta Rupa Karma. That is important. Karma is exhibited by the Guna, but not a Chesta Rupa Karma. That is to differentiate that he has mentioned Chesta. Okay. And it is Karna for the procurement of the Dravya. Whenever you want to select the Dravya, you don't select that this is a Guduchi, this is a particular any Dravya. We select based on its Virya or Guna. And Virya is also Guna itself. Virya is also related to Guna itself. So, Guna gives an identity to the Dravya. And we identify the Dravya based on Guna. It is the Karana for the identification of the Dravya. What? Guna. So, Guna Amantrana, it has been said. Amantrana means which attracts. So, by Guna only we select the Dravya, we collect the Dravya, we procure the Dravyas. Not by that this Dravya is having, this is a particular Dravya. Okay. So, Guna is one by which we are going to select, we are going to procure for our any kind of, for example, if you go through market, when you buy something, what do you see? Quality itself. Human beings are identified by their quality itself. Okay. Good or bad. And when you purchase anything, whatever you purchase, first we see the quality itself. Okay. Karma. Sanyoge cha vibhage cha karanam. This is also dravya ashrita, and it is responsible for sanyoga and vibhaga of the dravya. And that too yugapats sanyoga vibhaga. Yugapat means simultaneously it causes sanyoga and vibhaga of the dravya. Uttara desha sanyoga, pura desha vibhaga. Understood what is Uttara desha sanyoga? See, when I war, Uttara desha means later. The side which is later. Okay. Pura desha means previous. Okay. So when something is moving, Brahmana karma is there, then continuously there is Uttara desha sanyoga and Pura desha vibhaga is happening. And this always happens simultaneously. So Chakrapani says that Sanyoga vibhaga cha yugapat karanam. Karma is yugapat karana. Yugapat means simultaneously cause for the sanyoga and vibhaga of dharma. Okay. And here there are three things. One is kartavyasya kriya karma, another is karma nanavati. Okay. This karma shabdena omanadinam tata adrishta. So all types of karmas are included. So different kinds of the karmas are there. So here this karma is kriya rupasya karmena. So whatever is performed to achieve something, that is a kriya rupa karma. Another karma is related to the performance of karmas like Vamanadi karmas. So Chakrapani clears that this has got some components, that one karma is related to Sanyoga and Vibhaga, what we see in physical world. Another karma is what we perform. Third is related to Dravya. Okay. Samavaya, it is inseparable relation between Dravya and Guna. And except Samanya Vishesha, this has been explained because Samanya Vishesha will learn in detail. Okay. So, here, Ityuktam Karanam. After explaining 6 types of Karanas, from Samanya to Samavaya, Acharya Charaka says Ityuktam Karanam. So, generally these are the Karanas, not specific Karanas. These are general Karanas, what we identify in the world. By these, we are getting a Karya. Karya in the external world, it may be different one. For example, a potter want to prepare a pot. Pot is a Karya. He have different types of the Dravya, different type of Guna, Karma, Samanya, Vishesha. That is different. For us, it is different. As a Chikitsa, we are using a different Dravyas. Their Guna is different, their Karma is different, Samanya, Vishesha, what we understand is different. Okay, so whatever is explained in this context, entirely, it is the Shatpadarthas, Shatkaranas, what we generally see outside. And in our science, we have utilized what Charaka says, that in the entire science, that has been explained in detail. What about what are the Dravya, Guna, Karma, Samanya, Vishesha, everything is explained in detail. That we have to understand and apply. And what is Karya for that is Dhatusama. Dhatusama is Karya which is achieved by these 6. Okay. So as it is Dhatusama is Arogya, so Dhatusama is our aim of Ayurveda, and it has been mentioned in the 9th chapter also, Vikaro, Dhatu Vaishamyam, Samyam, Prakriti. So Dhatu Vaishamyam, Dhatu means Dosha Dhatu Mala, not only Dhatus. Wherever Dhatu Vaishamya, Dhatu Samya is there, we have to understand it as Dosha Dhatu Mala. Because doshas in their equilibrium state, they perform, they act like a Dhatu, they support the body. Like Tam Chala, Uchvasa, Nichvasa, we say, Vata Pitta Kapha, whenever they are performing their Samanya Karma, they support the body. Without their Samanya Avastha, the health is not maintained. Okay, that is the meaning. Okay. So, now, in Ayurveda, as I was saying, Ayurveda, how we are adopting Dravya Guna Karma, Samanya Vishesha. So, here, types of Dravya Guna Karma in relation with Chikitsa explained in 26th chapter, where Acharya Charaka explains in detail about Dravya Guna Karma, etc. in detail. Okay, there Sarva-dravyam Panchabhuta. So when it comes to the Chikitsa, the Dravya Guna Karma are different. We have to understand. So whatever said in the first chapter, those are generally understood. When it comes to the Chikitsa, so Panchabhutika, so Panchabhutikam Asmin Artha, it has been said. So here there are two types of Dravya. One is Karana Dravya and Karana. First chapter, both have been taken. Karana as well as Karya. Here only Karya Dravyas have been taken. Only Karya Dravyas, because Karana Dravyas are Sukshma Pancha Mahabhutas in their Nitya Rupa. Those are also considered the Navakarana Dravyas. The classification have been described. Here, for the Chikitsa, we required only Karya Dravyas, which are in the Vikaras of Pancha Mahabhuta. These are Panchabhutatmaka. And here, these Panchabhutika Dravyas are Chetana and Achetana Dravyas. Again, and Tasya Gunaha Shabdadayo Gurvadayascha Dravanta. Shabdadayo Gurvadayascha Dravanta. Gurvadayascha Dravanta explained in Shairasthana 6th chapter. Later we will discuss. Okay, in application. Gurvadayo Dravantascha. These are the 20 gunas. Dhatu gunas are Shairika gunas. Okay. Karma Pancha Vidam Muktam Omana. So karma here. Karma there, Sanyoga Vibhaga, everything is explained. In this context, clearly it is mentioned that karma means Vamanadivi, which is related to Chikitsa. Okay. Here, there is no inclusion of Paradigunas. Paradigunas are explained in this chapter itself, but there is no inclusion of Paradiguna in this shloka because Chikitsayam Paratvadinam Apradhanam Darshayati. Chakrapani says that. As those are not important compared to, those are important for the Chikitsa, but compared to these Gurvadigunas and Shabdadigunas, those are not much important, so they have not been mentioned. But these are mentioned in the first chapter. First chapter, while explaining the types of the gunas, 41 gunas, Gurvadigunas are there, Paradigunas are also there, okay, Vishesha gunas are also there, these are, okay. Karmakta. So how Dravya acts? Dravyani hi Dravya Prabhava, Guna Prabhava, Dravya Guna Prabhava. Not only that, Tasmin Kale, with respect to Kala and with respect to the Adhikarana, which condition we are using, where we are using the site of action, then Yukti Martam. The intention or the mode of, the objective of using these all are depending on the karma. Okay. So karma is not only the Sanyoga Vibhaga or the Kartavya, karma is depending on all these. Okay. So he clarifies what is karma in detail for Chikitsa, how karma should be. So karma is here maybe due to Dravya Prabhava, it may be due to Guna Prabhava or Dravya Guna Prabhava. Not only that, there is importance of Kala, there is importance of where Adhikarana, where it has been used, and objective by which we are being used. The Yukti is being also important here. Okay. So, Tat Karma. Next, one example has been taken here. For example, Dravya Prabhava, Danti is Virechaka. By its Prabhava, it acts as Virechaka. Then, Guna Prabhava, Jare, Tiktako Rasa. Dravya Guna Prabhava, this example of a ring is given, golden ring. Gold ring acts as aphrodisiac, or aphrodisiac means Vrishya. When it is given with the cow milk boiled with gold ring is considered to be. So here Dravya as well as its Swarupa, both are being considered. Another example I will give in Punsamana Karma. In Shairasthana, a small statue of a male golden statue is being taken. Okay, that is being given to drink along with the milk or curd in Pusha Nakshatra. That we will discuss later. Okay. So here not only the Dravya, the Mandala Guna Yukta Jata Rupasya Karma, the gold as well as its circular Guna, both are going to create or they are going to act. That is Dravya and Guna. Dravya Guna Prabhava is going to be seen in the such a condition. So, another example what I have given is the same guna of that, and see it is Purusha. They particularly mentioned that it's a male. Statue should be male. Who wants a male child, they should use that. Okay. That also act as the aphrodisiac by giving a in a Pumsavana karma. In the same way, here this acts as the aphrodisiac or continuation that shloka, it is Kinchidrasena karma, Kurte karma, Viryana, sometimes Virya, not only Guna Dravya, sometimes it acts with the Virya, Rasa, as well as Prabhava. Coming to the Samanya Vishesha, as you know, these two are among the Shatkaranas, as it is explained in the first chapter itself. Let us begin with Samanya, and which exists with the commonly in more than one object and brings them under one group. Samana Dharma. Because it represents the Jati. Manushyatva. We belong to one common Jati. Even though we are different from each other. So it brings oneness. As in Tarka Sangra, it has been said, Nityam, Ekam, Anekanugata. It is Nitya, Eka, and Anekanugata. It is found in many objects. So, Nitya, as it is Samamaya. Samamaya means inseparably related in the different padarthas like Dravya, Guna, and Karma. And it brings Ekatva in many objects like Ghatatva in all the Ghatas, Patatva in all the Patas, okay, Gotva in Go, Manushatva in Manusha, like that. It brings oneness in all. So it is Nitya, Eka, Anekanugata. It is same, the definition and the concept is adopted by Ayurveda to explain the Chikitsa later. Okay. Acharya Charaka says, Sarvada, Sarva Bhavana, Samana. Sarvada means Sarvasmin Kali. All the time. Okay. Either it is Nityaga or Avasyaka. Sarva Bhavana. Dravya, Guna, and Karma. Bhava means here Bhava Padarthas. Sattam Anubhavanti iti Bhava. In that term it has been taken. Which are having a Satta. Okay. Vriddhi Karanam. Vriddhi is Adhikyam, Tat Karanam, Vriddhi Karanam. So Vriddhi means increase, and for that Samanya becomes Karana. Second continuation of that sloka, second definition what we get is Samanyam Ekatva. So Samanya brings sense of oneness in many with the respect of time and place. Yesterday it was a cow, today also it is a cow. The cow which is in the other country is a cow. Cow in our country is a cow. That is Ekatva, irrespective of time and place. Why he says to differentiate Ekatva, this definition with the Tulyarthadaya. Okay. So it brings Ekatva in the objects with respect of time and Kala and Desha. Okay. And it brings a sense of oneness. And Tulyarthata is that it is the similarity between common features among the many different objects which are different in terms of color, okay, consistency or their shape, size, etc. But oneness is seen in them. Like here, equality of birdness among the all birds. Birds are different, but they are having, every bird is having birdness. Yes or not? That is achieved by Tulyarthata Samad, because in the innumerable different things, we get a similarity, a common feature. Based on that, the oneness is get. So these three are related to each other. Later we discuss the first definition, second one, third one. They are related to each other. What? Charaka later clarifies. Let us see the Bhedas. Bhedas did not explained by Acharya Charaka. He never explained about a classification. Application he explains in Shairasthana, later we discuss. So Acharya Chakrapani says that some of these scholars have classified Samanya into three types. As you know, Dravya Samanya, Guna Samanya and Karma Samanya. Dravya Samanya, what is this? Can you see?
Someone has fallen.
Accident has happened. Accident happened. What happened? There is a bleeding. There is a bleeding and blood transfusion has been done. There is a kshaya of the rakta and it is fulfilled by blood transfusion. So Dravya Samanya says the same thing. If there is a kshaya of any of the dhatus, doshas, those have been fulfilled by giving a similar dravyas. So bleeding is there, blood transfusion is there. In Ayurveda also we see Mriga, Go, Mahisha Janam, Sadhyaskam, Jivitamastrik, Pivej, Jivam, Abhisandayam, Jivam, Tadhyas, Gachati, Ashu Gachati, Tadeva, Darbam Praditam, Rakta Bastin Pradit. Internally, orally it can be given. That is in Siddhisthana, I think, in Ati Yoga. Okay, of Ati Yoga of spiritual. Rakta Basti can be given or Pibet, so Jiva Rakta can be given internally. During that time that has been practiced. So Raktam is going to cause the Vruddhi of the Rakta and the same way Mamsa causes the Vruddhi of Mamsa. In Mamsa Kshaya, general example is given, Mamsa Vruddhi takes place when you give Mamsa because they are exactly similar. Mamsatva is common. Mamsatva Jati is common between both. Samanya Mekatukaram is considered for Guna Samanya. And here substances are not identical. Like Mamsa and Mamsa both are identical, Rakta and Rakta are identical, but here there is no similarity. Even though they are dissimilar, due to the similarity in the Gunas, Vruddhi happens. Vruddhi is going to happen. So when there is Dosha Mala Guna are under Kshaya, Ahara which is identical to Guna should be given, administered like a Shukra Kshaya, Kshira is given, as most of the Gunas are similar in both. Karma Samanya. Karma Samanya is, Tulyarthata Samanya is considered for Karma Samanya by other scholars. Okay. So here Samanya is Samana Bhava of action because here the Bahya Karma causes Vruddhi of Sharirastha Karma. So whatever Sharika Karmas, Bahya Karmas are performed like excessive walking, increased Vata, sitting for longer time causes the Kapha Vruddhi like that. That is being understood under this Samanya. Okay. According to some other scholars, there are three types again. Atyanta Samanya, Madhyama Samanya, Ekata. Acharya Chakrapani says that these three are exactly similar to Dravya Samanya, Guna Samanya and Karma Samanya itself. Bhattar Harishchandra, the commentator of Charaka Samhita, Charaka Nyasa says that in some of the Padartha Vijnana books it has been given, Bhattar Harishchandra has classified three types of Samanya. But actually when you go through the commentary, he didn't classify the Samanya. He says that there is no need of a classification because he did not accept any kinds of Samanya. So the statement Sarvada Sarva Bhavanam, when it is said, Sarva Bhava means it is Bhava, when it is used, Bhava means it contains Dravya, Guna and Karma. All are considered under that only. There is no need to explain the types. There is no requirement of any types because Bhava Padartha is a Padartha, it is a Dravya. Dravya has got Guna and Karma. Everything comes under that itself. But some of the Padartha Vijnana books have explained that. He explained three types of Samanya. What are those? Which one? Ekavritti? No. Three types. What we are learning? After that, what do we see? ಪರ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ, ಮಧ್ಯಮ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ and ಏಕವೃತ್ತಿ. Like that, ಏಕದಶ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ. These three are not explained by Bhattacharya. Okay. Some other scholars explain two types, Ubhayavritti Samanya and Ekavritti Samanya. Ubhayavritti, when Dravyatva or Gunatva exists similar in both Vardhaka and Vardhaniya. Vardhaka and Vardhaniya. So when we see the example like Bahya Mamsa, Aja Mamsa for example, take any Mamsa, it is a Poshaka, causes Vriddhi of Sharirigata Mamsa, which is Poshaka. Both are exactly similar. Mamsatva is Samanya among them. So, Samanya exists in both. Samanya exists in both, Ubhaya, where Poshaka and Poshya. Poshaka and Poshya. So, it causes Vriddhi. So, Vriddhi happens because Samanya exists in both Vardhaka and Vardhani, or Poshaka and Poshya. Because Mamsatva is Samanya. Ekavritti Samanya is that Vriddhi takes place even though there is no exact similarity between objects, or even though there is no similarity exists between Posha and Poshaka. Okay. Ghritam Agnikaram, example. Ghrita is going to cause Agni Vriddhi. Being Shita, Ghriта is being Shita, it causes Agni Vriddhi, and it is due to, this happens due to Prabhava. This happens due to the Prabhava. Chakrapani clarifies how it should be considered as, later we'll discuss. Okay. According to Karikavali, Parasamanya and Aparasa. Two types of Samanyas have been described in Karikavali. Okay. What do you see here? Biology. Zoology. Animal kingdom. Yes? And there is a person here. Who? Human being. So here these people represent him. Okay. The Samanya resides in majority of the Padartha. All are coming under one. All, whether they are different from each other, they are coming under one umbrella. So here Chetanatva is common in all living beings. Animal kingdom contains all living beings. So you can see inverted pyramid here. That represents Parapara. Okay. So this is Parasamanya, where Samanya exists in most of the Padarthas, maximum Padarthas, or majority of the Padarthas. Aparasamanya exists resides in less number of Padarthas, as I have mentioned in the previous slide, that compared to this, he also belongs to animal kingdom. But the Samanyatva, that Manushatva, Chetanatva is there, but Manushatva exists in Manusha compared to the all animals. The number of animals, the number of human beings is less. The Manushatva is Samanya exists in only Manusha. So that Samanya is Apara compared to Chetanatva of living beings. Okay. Now some other people, commentators, explain another one, Paraparasama. Okay. Let us go see that. Paraparasama. This, what is this? Elephant. Elephant is also there in this somewhere here. Okay. Compared to Manusha, elephants are less in number. That is Gajatva. Like Manushatva, Gajatva is there. Gajatva is less extensive compared to Manushatva. And human beings becomes Para for Gajatva. Then it becomes Apara for this. Now, human being is Apara for living beings, Para for elephant. Then human beings becomes Parapara. That becomes a Para, Apara both. It is Para for elephants, because Manushatva is more extensive than Gajatva, and it becomes apara for all living beings. So it comes in between the living beings and the elephant, Gajatva. So it is both parapara, para and apara. So they have added another one is parapara samanya. Understood? Followed up? Yes. So coming to Chakrapani commentary on the samanya for each definitions, whatever he Acharya Charaka mentions. As I said, satta namabhavanti iti bhava, dravya guna karma. So only satta, those dravyas which are having satta, existence, those have been considered for vriddhi or in the samanya. Okay. So until these dravya guna karma are existing, vriddhi is seen. Until these are there, vriddhi is observed. Especially it is related to sharira itself. Whatever is explained, chikitsa in terms of nidana, chikitsa, maintenance of the health itself. Okay. Until dravya, guna and karma are existing, vriddhi is taking place, kshaya is taking place. Okay. And here he says that it is not the samanya itself karana for vriddhi. Because when there is common characters between two objects, then only it is going to happen. We have seen in Grita and Agni, there is no common factors between Posha and Poshaka. Like that, the vriddhi happens, most of the time happens only between the two dravyas which are having some similar characters. Why vriddhi karanam is explained, that definition is given. He says here, see, when we say mamsa of the aja, mamsa of the human being, having mamsatva as a sum, just by saying that mamsatva is common, it will not going to cause vriddhi. Just by saying it will not going. So the person who is always having a relation with that particular mamsa, having, for example, butcher is always using cutting that mamsa. He is having a relation with the mamsa, but there is no vriddhi in the mamsa of that person. When it happens, only when it is being consumed. Otherwise, even the vegetarian should also have mamsa vriddhi. If mamsa causes vriddhi by samanyatva, when we consider samanata is there between mamsa and mamsa, see, mamsa exists between the bahya mamsa and sharika mamsa, then definitely it should cause vriddhi. But it will not cause vriddhi as just by putting the mamsa or saying. It causes vriddhi only by it is taken in the form of bhojan. When it is introduced, when it is administered, then only it causes a vriddhi. Okay, even though there is similarity between animals and human beings mamsa, there is no vriddhi happens. So, because of this reason, samanya vriddhi karana is included in the lakshana. Why samanya vriddhi karana? So, when you go through the lakshana of samanya according to Tarka Sangraha, what is samanya? Ekam anekam, nityam ekam anekam. But here, this has been included, this has been quoted by Acharya Charaka. Why this is? Because vriddhi karana it is vriddhi karana when it is being administered. For that reason, it has been quoted as samanya vriddhi karana. Okay. So samanya or identical property alone is not responsible for vriddhi. It causes vriddhi only when it is taken. Only by saying that they both are identical, it will not cause vriddhi. When it is being administered, when it is being taken, then only it causes vriddhi. Okay. Okay. Here, there are three types of definitions have been given. Acharya Chakrapani is clarifying. The first one is because it causes vriddhi when it is taken. It causes vriddhi. Then the fact samanya is vriddhi karana should not be taken to mean that vriddhi is included in the very definition of samanya. Okay. So definition includes vriddhi. It should not be taken that it cause always it cause vriddhi. So it is in definition of Vaisheshikas, it is not there. But with special reference to Ayurveda, in Ayurveda only, it has to be taken as it is karana for vriddhi. So it is been, definition has been stated. Samanyam vriddhi karana. Otherwise, nityam ekam anekanakatam, that is being considered. Okay. Next, to rule out that, so Ekatvakaram, so to support Samanyam Vriddhi Karanam, Samanyam Ekatvakaram is stated, and it is the considered as the one of the Lakshana of the Samanya, whereas Samanya Vriddhi Karana serves as Uddesha. Because when he quotes the Dravya, definition of Dravya, Yatra Ashritaha, before that only, what are the Dravyas? That has been explained. Before Guna, what are the Gunas have been explained. Okay, defined. So, in the same way, actual Lakshana, he says that Samanyam Ekatvakaram. Before that, Uddesha of the Samanya is being explained as Samanyam Vriddhikara. So, Samanya Vriddhikara is Uddesha, not actually the Lakshana. Lakshana is Samanyam Ekatvakaram. Why? Because why it is not considered as Lakshana? Why Samanya Vriddhikara is not considered, even though it causes Vriddhi? It is not that Samanya will always cause Vriddhi. Because it causes Vriddhi only in the absence of inhibiting factor, Avirodhi Karana. Because with the example of Amlaki, it has been mentioned. Amlaki is having Amla Rasa. When it is consumed, it should cause Pitta Vriddhi. Because Pitta is also Amla Rasa. But it will not cause Vriddhi. Whereas it reduces Pitta because of the Shita Vir. Okay. Which inhibits Pitta Vriddhi. It has got a Virodhi Karana, that is a Shita Vir. So this Shita Guna reduces the Pitta. So in the same way, other dravyas which are going to be causing a Tridoshahara, which are considered Tridoshahara, which are active, which are not exactly similar, but they are going to cause Kshaya or Vriddhi in the doshas, those are considered under the same way as the Prabhava of Shita Vira is being explained in the same way it is being considered in other conditions. So when it is said Samanya has got a capability to cause Vriddhi, so it alone will not cause Vriddhi here. Alone Samanya is not responsible for causing Vriddhi, because Samanya is a cause for Vriddhi, but Vriddhi will not always be caused by the Samanya. Understood? Samanya will cause Vriddhi, but Vriddhi is always not because of the Samanya. Okay, that we need to understand. Okay. Sometimes even the influence of dissimilar objects also cause Vriddhi. So as there is no Samanyata, there is no similarity, then also Vriddhi happens like this. Okay. So here Grita is not dissimilar to Buddhi. Grita is different from Buddhi, but Grita enhances Buddhi when it is being taken, and excessive thinking increases Vata. There is no relation of excessive thinking with the Vata itself. That causes a Vriddhi of Vata. So like that, always Samanya will not cause Vriddhi. So first definition what has been given, Samanyam Vriddhi Karanam, is not a definition, it is a Uddesha. It is a Uddesha. Next, Samanyam Ekatvakaram is a actual definition. It has been substantiated by explaining this. Okay. So Vriddhi happens in both Samana and Asamana, whatever it may be. Either it is Samana, Asamana. So Samana Dravya, no problem, there is Samanyata. Asamana, due to Prabhava, due to inhibiting factors, it may cause Vriddhi. Hence, Samanya Vriddhikaram becomes impractical to accept a Lakshana of Samanya. Okay. Because even though there is no Samanata, Vriddhi may be seen. So it is being considered. For example, and some people, in the commentary Acharya Chakrapani says, some people say that because there is absence of inhibiting factors, the Samanya certainly causes. If there is inhibiting factor, definitely it will not cause Vriddhi. If there is absence of inhibiting factor, definitely it causes a Vriddhi. So we should take a Samanya Vriddhi Karanam as a definition. Okay. So example, intake of Madhura Snigdha Guru Dravya during summer in a Grishma Ritu. Grishma Ritu is Ushna. During that time, Madhura Snigdha and a Guru Ahara is taken. That should increase Kapha. But it will not increase Kapha. But it does. It causes the Sanchaya of the Vata. Because the Sanchaya of the Vata because of the Ushnata, which is inhibiting factor there. Because of the Ushnata, it causes a Sanchaya of a Kapha instead of increasing the Kapha. So, Sanchaya of Vata is going to happen. See, in Vata Sanchaya happens in Grishma, Prakopa in Varsha. Okay. So, Sanchaya happens due to Madhura Snigdha and Guru Ahara, which is being taken in a Grishma Ritu. Instead of causing a Kapha Vruddhi, they cause the Vata Sanchaya. Now, commenting on Samanya Mekatukaram, Chakrapani says that it brings sense of oneness. So, sense of oneness not only seen in Dravya, it also can be seen in Guna and Karma also. Okay. So, for example, here cow, as we explained in the definition of Dravya Samanya. Okay. The cowness is Samanya. Guna Samanya, he explained that, see here the one is flower, another is cloth. Both are Shvetavana. Even though they are different from each other, there is a oneness is seen due to their color. Okay. So this is Ekatvakara. And Karma, there are two people who are cooks are there. One is cooking continuously, another is sometimes he cooks. Both are cooked itself. But as he performed the Kriya of the cooking, he also considered as cook. So Samanyatva is there is Ekatva is seen in the Karma of cooking. So not only in Dravya, in Guna as well as in Karma we see Ekatvakara. So it is considered as one of the definition of Samanya. Tulyarthata is Samanya. Commenting on this, Chakrapani says that the sense of oneness in Samanya Mekatukaram, how it is being seen due to Tulyarthata. Sense of oneness is seen in Samanya Mekatukaram. How it is seen? By means of Tulyarthata. So, Tulyarthata is Samanyam is supporting two previous definition. Ekatvakara. Like, the entire class is covered, which are having different individuals, different kinds of things, but one thing is common based on that the oneness is achieved. Like birdness is common in birds, what we have seen. Gotva is common in all the cows. Manishatva is common in, even though people are different. Okay, irrespective of sthana and kala, Manishatva is same. Like that, it brings oneness in different individuals who are different from each other or different objects. Like birds, as it has been given, they are having different species birds, but birdness is common, which brings under one umbrella, that is birdness. So this supports that this brings ekatva. Tulyarthata brings a understanding similitude in among different objects, brings a ekatva that supports the ekatva. So first one is Samanya Vriddhi Karanam. Why Vriddhi takes place? Because Ekatvakara. Because there is oneness among the objects. And how it happens? Because of the Tulyarthata. Similarity between many objects which exist in all objects as one, we understand, because of the Tulyarthata. So all three definitions are related to each other. So Acharya Charaka did not explain separate explanation about or types like Dravya, Guna and Karma. So actually only Dravya and Guna causes Vriddhi and Kshaya as per these definitions. Dravya and Guna, Vriddhi and Kshaya is seen in Samanya and through Samanya and Vishesha. Later Karma he explains in Sharyasthana, we will see. Coming to Vishesha, which is an important padartha of Vaisheshika, and Vaisheshika Darshana is named after Vishesha itself. And it brings differentiation or distinction between any two objects. Even though objects are similar, but still we find a difference between them because of the Vishesha. Individuality of a particular object, peculiarity of the object, even though it is in a group. And it resides in all Nitya Dravyas. Vishesha Padartha resides in all Nitya Dravyas. Nitya Dravyas means here the Paramanus of 4 Mahabhutas, Prithvi, Teja and Vayu, and Vibhu Dravyas, Akasha, Kaladik and Atma. Even so, the atoms, the Paramanus are having the same dimensions and similarities there with their jati. Paramanutva is similar, but each one is different from each other. Okay, Paramanus are different from each other, even though Parthiva Paramanu is there, Jaliya is there, then Agneya Paramanu, those are different from, they have got their own independent existence. Okay. And the differentiation between Paramanus is caused by the Vishesha Padartha which exist in them. Okay. Because of the Vishesha Padartha, we can differentiate even in Paramanu level. So from Paramanu level only, when we study about, when we discuss about Paramanu Vada, we will see at Paramanu level only, the differentiation starts between objects. If Vishesha is not accepted, then differentiation cannot be seen between any objects. Even in modern science, we see these are 2 lithium molecules, but both are having a different atoms. Okay, here you can see 2 electrons are there, here 3, and neutrons 2 and here 3. So atoms of the same element have the same number of protons, but they have not always identical because of the number of neutrons and electrons. Neutrons and electrons may be differ, even though it is only same molecule, but neutrons and electrons may differ in an atom. Based on that, differentiation may happen. Same thing is explained in Vaisheshika, in Ayurveda, that even though Parthiva Paramanu is there, it is different from another Parthiva Paramanu. Vishesha is there. As in Manushyatva, again, Manushya, we are different from each other. So in the same way, there is a differentiation at the level of Paramanus, even though they belong to same category. Lakshanas, Rasa into Vishesha, so which cause Rasa or decrease. So Cha, Rasa Hetu Vishesha, Cha refers to Sarvada Sarva Bhavanam. As Sarvada Sarva Bhavanam Vruddhi Karanam, Cha means Sarvada Sarva Bhavanam Rasa Hetu. Rasa Hetu. Sarvada Sarva Bhavanam Vruddhi Karanam Samani. Sarvada Sarva Bhavanam Rasa Karanam Vishesha. Okay, like that it should be understood. Pratyaksha, which differentiate, which cause distinction, and as I said, Gotva is common in cows. Again, in them there is a difference between one cow from another cow, as we have seen in a Paramanu level itself. Visheshatva Viparya, it is opposite, which is dissimilitude. Similitude is seen in a Tulyarthata, dissimilitude, which is exactly opposite to the similitude. Okay. So Tarka Bhasha says Vishesho Nityo Nitya Dravya Vritti. Vishesha is Nitya and always it is found in Nitya Dravyas. As we have discussed, 4 Pramanas of Prithvi, Teja and Vayu and all Vibhu Dravyas. Akasha, Kala, Dik and Atma. Kanada says Antyo Nitya Dravya Vrittyo Vyavartaka Vishesha Anantascha. It is the last Padartha. Vishesha is the last Padartha where at the level of Paramanu itself we can differentiate, we can separate the things. Okay. And it is always found in Nitya Dravya and Vyavartaka, which distinguish the things, and Anantascha, it is having no limitation, infinite. Vedas, 3 types. Only 3 types have been described: Dravya Vishesha, Guna Vishesha, and Karma Vishesha. Dravya Vishesha, Rasa Hetu Vishesha. When there is Vruddhi in Shararika Bhavas, administering Vishesha Dravya calls if there is Vruddhi, we should, when we are administering any Vishesha Dravya, it calls Kshaya. For example, Gaveduka. This has been given in commentary. In Padartha Vidhyana books, Gaveduka is considered as Goduma, but Gaveduka is different. Okay, Gaveduka is a different, not Goduma. Goduma cannot be considered as Vishesha for Mamsa. Okay, so Gaveduka is a millet, which is Vishesha to Mamsa. By Dravya, Mamsa is different, Gaveduka is different. Even Mamsa is Vishesha to Rakta. Rakta is Vishesha to Mamsa by Dravya. Dravya Vishesha. Okay, because there is a difference by means of Vishesha. Guna Vishesha, Pratakva, which causes differentiation. Here gunas are considered, which decreases the gunas when exactly dravyas are not being used like Gaveduka, etc. So like in Vata Vruddhi, Ushna Snigdha Gunayukta, Guru Gunayukta Taila is being used. That is exactly having opposite qualities of Vata, that reduces a Vata. Karma Vishesha, Sharika Karmas, Kapha Vruddhi, when there is Kapha Vruddhi, Chankramana or Pariplavan. Pariplavan means swimming. Leads to Kshaya of the Stiratva of the Kapha. Chakrapani commenting on these, the Lakshanas, says that Vishesha is not to be taken in the context of basic variant factor as mentioned in Vaisheshika. Vaisheshika, just they have mentioned that it is existing Nitya Dravya, Antya Padartha and Ananta. Okay, that cannot be taken when it is being applied in Chikitsa. It implies variant factor related to qualities of object. Okay, so which causes Kshaya of the Sarva Bhava. Okay, so as it being Sarvada Sarva Bhavana Rasa, it causes a Rasa. So Gaveduka has been given example same. Mamsadin Prati Vishesha. Gaveduka is Vishesha for Mamsa. The Gunamsa Mamsa is identical with other, as I said, it is Mamsa is identical with Mamsa, but it is dissimilar with the Rakta and other dhatus. Okay. So as stated in Samanya, Samanya acts as Vriddhi. It causes Vriddhi in the absence of inhibiting factor. Vishesha also in the same way causes Kshaya in the absence of inhibiting factors. Okay. So for example, Mandaka and Nikucha, though both examples have been given, both are having opposite qualities of Vata. Because Snigdhata, Guru, Snigdha, etc., they should reduce Vata, but they are not going to cause Shamana of Vata because of Apatya Prabhava. They are Apatya. Mandaka is Apatya and Nikucha Phala is also considered as Apatya, most Apatya Phala. Because of the Prabhava of Apatya, they are not going to decrease the Vata, even though they are having the opposite qualities of Vata. Understood? They will not cause Kshaya of Vata. They are having the gunas which should cause Kshaya of Vata, but they are not going to cause the Kshaya of Vata because of the existence of inhibiting factor, that is a Apatya. Apatya Prabhava. So there are two types of Visheshas have been described. One is Viruddha Vishesha, another is Aviruddha Vishesha. Viruddha Vishesha is that exactly which is having opposite. Visheshascha iha Viruddha Vishesho Abhipreta. In this Shastra, Ayurveda, Vishesha should be considered as Viruddha Vishesha itself. Chakrapani clarifies that. Okay. Because most of the, in the entire Samhita, whatever is being explained as Vishesha, it is exactly having opposite gunas. Like in Ashtanga Hridaya, Vriddhi Samanehi Sarvesham Viparitaihi Viparaya. This is Viruddha Vishesha. Viparita Guna Dravyam Avrataha Samprashamyate. Where first chapter where he explains about the gunas of Vata, Pitta and Kapha, Kshaya. So the cause of the decreased water because of the obstruction not due to dissimilar factor. Because it is not different from, that is, Vishesha is not existing between previous and a later part. Still, there is lack of the water because there is a obstruction. In the same way, Aviruddha Vishesha causes Kshaya. Kshaya of the dhatus. For example, when we say the Vata, Vatakshaya happened, see, due to sleep. Person is taking rest. Person is taking a rest or a nidra. Or, for example, swapna leads to Vatakshaya. But swapna is directly not causing the Vatakshaya here. Because there is lack of movement of the person, not due to sleep. Because excessive movement causes the vriddhi of vata. Lack of movement is the cause which is supporting cause for sleep. Okay. Sleep is indirect cause for the kshaya of the vata. Not this sleep is directly causing the kshaya of the vata. Like that, that is aviruddha vishesha. Like that it is being taken. Directly it is not causing the kshaya. It causes kshaya along with the lack of movement. So in different contexts, not as a vriddhi and kshaya karana, just samanya and vishesha, these are being used in Charaka Samhita and as well as Vishruta and Vagpata. Let us see. Panchamahudatmaka dravyas, their categories have been made because of this similarity. This is Parthiva dravya because they are having those dravyas and gunas and karmas. Apya dravyas, Agneya dravyas, Madradi skandhas, Madra skandha, Amla skandha, because they are having same guna karmas. So they have categorized that these are samanya. Okay. Virya, Ushna Virya and Shita Virya. These are Ushna Virya dravyas. They are categorized in one category, Ushna, Shita, and Vipaka, Madra Vipaka dravya, Amla Vipaka dravya, Kada Vipaka dravya. Like that classification has been done. Aushadhi dravyas are grouped in Deepana, Pachana. Karmas, similar karmas have been performed by the dravya, they have been classified, categorized. Okay, Rakta Samana, etc. Vishesha, differential diagnosis and assessment. When we are going to differentiate between having two similar diseases, or when we are differentiating diseases in differential diagnosis, we are differentiating signs and symptoms. Vata Pitta, your Jora is one. So many different classifications are there. Which Jora it is? Vataja, Pittaja, Kaphaja, again Sannipataja, again among Sannipata, which one is? By means of Vishesha, we can differentiate. Classification of the diseases are classified even in prognosis. That is, Sadhya Sadhyata is explained based on Vishesha, and permutation and combination of the dosha. 62 types are based on the Vishesha itself. And Paratva, Aparatva, etc. So this is superior to that. Something is. Okay. So Paraparatva is based on Vishesha itself. Because of Vishesha quality itself, we are keeping it separately. In Satmya or Pathya, adopting the principle of in Samanya Vishesha, see, Deshanam, Amayanam cha Viparita Gunahi. Opposite qualities of the Ahara should be, Ahara should be practiced with respect to Desha and Amaya. That is Satmya. In Charasthana also it has been said. Okay. Prakriti Viruddha is Satmya. Desha Viruddha is Satmya. Kala Viruddha is a Satmya. So, Viparita Guna, so opposite qualities should be taken, which are going to maintain the Dhatu Samyata with respect to Desha and Amaya. Upashaya and Anupashaya. Hetu Viparita, Vyadi Viparita, Hetu Viparita Arthakari, Hetu Vyadi Viparita Arthakari. These all are having a Samanya Vishesha itself. Okay. Based on Samanya Vishesha itself, Upashaya and Anupashaya are so explained. So Sukhanubandha, Upashaya, Asukhanubandha, Dukhanubandha means Anupashaya. So Upashaya may be Uparidhar, Uparidharthakari in the form of Hetu Vyadi or Hetu Vyadi. So in the same way, Anupashaya should be understood. Anupashaya should be understood, Vagbhata says. Okay. So this Upashaya, neither Nidana nor Chikitsa. We should consider this because it is not a cause nor a Chikitsa. It is said to be the kind of examination for the diagnosis of the disease. One of the examination explained in Anumanagamya Bhavas. Gudalingam Vyadim Upashaya Anupashayabhyam Parikshet. Okay. So if Vyadhi is not properly, we are not capable to diagnose the disease properly, then Upashaya and Upashaya is going to help the proper diagnosis. And that is being done by means of a Viparita and a Viparitarthakari, Ahara, Vihara and Aushadhi. So Vagbhata considers Upashaya as Satmya. So he is Satmya with the Spata and Vyadhi Asatmya. So same Upashaya as Satmya and Upashaya as Asatmya is being accepted by Vagbhata. Prabhava, in term, when it is being explained about Prabhava, Vishesha Karmana. Prabhava is Vishesha Karma. When Sarva Rasavira Vipakanam Samanam Yatra. When there is Samanata is seen between two dravyas which are having Rasavira Vipaka Samana, but there is special karma which is being performed by some other dravya like Danti and Chitraka and Danti. Kshira and Grita. Kshira and Grita, Danti and Chitraka, these, even though gunas are samana, but Vishesha karma is seen with help by Grita and Chitraka. Sorry, Danti. So preservation of health in different prakritis. While explaining about prakritis in Sutrasthana, Viparita Gunas Tesham Swastarutta Vidirhita. Opposite qualities of the food. Ahara Vihara should be practiced by Vatala Dasara. So do Vatala, Pitala and Shleshmala Prakriti person, because there is a dominance of Vata, Pitta and Kapha. They should practice opposite qualities of the Ahara Vihara so that their health should be maintained, to maintain the health. So Teshamiti Sadaturanam Vataladina. Here, Tesham Viparita Guno, Vatadis Gata Raushadi, Viparita Sneha Adi Gudayata. So if Vatala Prakriti person is there, he should take opposite qualities of Ahara, should practice Vihara, which is opposite to Vata. Samani Dosha Prakopa. Samana Abhyaso hi Dhatunam Vriddhi Karanam. 12th chapter, Sutrasthana. Okay. So, continuous administration of such Ahara, Dravya, Guna and Karmas. Karma is also mentioned here. Okay. Followed. That is going to cause Vriddhi of that particular Dhatus or Dosha or Mala. So, Dhatu undergo Vriddhi by practicing some. Not 1 day, 2 day. Abhyasa particularly he mentions. Everywhere mentions Abhyasa. Okay. So that causes Vriddhi of the Dhatus. Vishesha in Vatadi Dosha Shamana. In the first chapter itself, Ruksha Shita Lagu, the gunas of Vatas have been said, followed by Viparita Gunas Dravya Maruta. So opposite qualities of those doshas should be administered so that the prashamana happens. With the same way, the Pitta and Kapha dosha, their gunas, karmas, and their chikitsa. Chikitsa is using opposite qualities of Ahara Vihara should be practiced. Okay. The defense mechanism of Sharira through Samanya Vishesha. So, Chaya Vriddhi Swadhamya. Pradvesha Vriddhi Hetu Viparita Gunecha. So, here Viparita is there, Vriddhi Hetu she is there. Okay. So, what happens? Vata Samana Guneshu Tad Vriddhi Hetushu Pradvesha Jayate. So, if any dosha is undergoing Vriddhi, Pradvesha happens to the Samana Guna of Vata. Pradvesha means aversion happens to those gunas and ahara vikaras which are going to cause again prakopa. And person likes opposite qualities of them. So Samanya and Vishesha helpful in a defense mechanism of a Sharira. And in that first verse, there is one word called Pravritti Ubhayasatu. Let us see what it means. There are two types of understanding of Pravritti Ubhayasatu. Okay. First one, Vriddhi and Hasa in Sharika Bhavas. Vriddhi and Kshaya in Sharika Bhavas takes place by Samanya and Vishesha respectively by Pravritti, administration. Just not by saying that this is going to cause Vriddhi by putting the side of the as Mamsa. It has been given. Mamsa is there. It will not got directly Mamsa. When it is being consumed, that is Pravritti. Pravritti is both Samanya and Vishesha cause brings Vriddhi and Kshaya only when they are administered, when the Pravritti is taking place. When a person consumes them, administers them, then only we can see Vriddhi by Samanya and Kshaya by Vishesha. Another understanding is Vriddhi and Kshaya is caused by Samanya Vishesha in Sharika Bhava simultaneously at the same time. Pravritti Ubhayasatu. Pravritti Ubhayasatu. So Pravritti of Samanya Vishesha is observed simultaneously by both Samanya and Vishesha. At the same time, Vriddhi happens, at the same time, Kshaya happens. That we will discuss later. In Sharasthana, it has been explained in the application part. Okay. So understood. First one is administration is Pravritti. Sharira Sambandha. Okay. Second is Pravritti is simultaneous action of the both. Why Pravritti Ubhayasatu? Kevala Samanya Upayoga Dhatu Ruddhya Dhatu Vaishamya. Only Samanya, if it is given, that will cause Vriddhi of the Dhatus, then Vaishamyata of the Dhatus. Only Vishesha is administered, that causes the Kshaya of the Dhatus, then Dhatu Vaishamya takes place. Okay. So, Yugapat Samana Vishishta Dravya Upayogat Pravritti Dhatu Samyana Rupa Bhavati Iktam Bhavati. So, one should use both simultaneously so that the Samyata of the Dhatu should be maintained. Okay. So, Tu Shabda Pura Paksho. So, here Tu Shabda separates that using only one kind of a Dravyas, either Samanya or Vishesha, to differentiate it. Now in Chikitsa, application of Samanya Vishesha in Chikitsa. Chapter number 6, Sharasthana. After Purusha Vichaya, he explains the Sharira Vichaya. Purusha Vichaya is related to about moksha, Lokapati Samyata, then moksha. 5th chapter. Moksha, yes, sir. Moksha idea, 5th chapter. Satya Buddhi, moksha. Howda? Purusha Vichaya, there are two aspects of Sharira is explained in Sharasthana. One is physical aspect, another is metaphysical aspect. So, whatever the things which are related to metaphysical aspect is explained in previous chapter, 5th chapter. That is how the Purusha, what are the components of the Purusha, Shadhatvatma Purusha in Loka and in Purusha, and how Satya Buddhi happens, how moksha is attained. Then, for physical aspect, next chapter in the Sharira Vichaya, he explains what are the components of the Sharira, how Vriddhi Kshaya happens, how to maintain the Dhatu Samyata, those are being described. So, in the beginning of the chapter itself, a definition of Sharira has been made by Acharya Charaka, Tatra Shariram Nama. Still lunch time is 1:30, no? Okay. Tatra Shariram Nama Pancha Mahabhuta, first line, only first line you see. Pancha Mahabhuta Vikara. What is Vikara here? Shodash Vikara. Then Vikriti. Then derivatives of? Yes. Vikara Pancha Mahabhuta. Product of Panchamahabhuta, byproduct of Panchamahabhuta. Like Shira Vikara, Ikshu Vikara, have you observed, have you seen, listen, this Vikara is, Panchamahabhuta Vikara means product of Panchamahabhuta, derivatives of Panchamahabhutas. Okay, so Sharira is not Panchamahabhuta, it is Panchamahabhuta Vikara Samudaya. Okay, so which are in Samayoga Vahi. Samayoga Vahi means Dosha Dhatu Mala which composes Sharira, they should be in the Samya Avastha, then only the Samayoga Vahi of the Sharira, means Sharira is in a healthy condition. That is being said, Samena Uchita Pramanena Dhatuna Melakena Samyak Nirogata Vahititi Samya, which is free from the disease in a healthy status, that is Samya. Okay. Second, yada hi asmin sharire. Read. Dhado vaishamyam apadante tada klesham vinasham va. When these undergo Vaishama happens, klesham vinasham va is going to happen. Klesha means here, lagunam vaishamyam roga matra janakam klesham. When doshas undergo slightly variation, vishamata happens, then klesha happens. That is vyadi. Then mahata to asadhya roga janakena vaishamam vinasham happens. Okay. Then it may cause the death also. So maranam prapnoti shariram. That is vinasham. Then what is vaishamya? Vaishamya gamanam hi punardhatunam vruddhi hasa gamanam. Vaishamya gamana means it may be vruddhi or kshaya. Both vruddhi and kshaya. Vruddhi or kshaya. Vruddhi and kshaya. Okay. That is akasnena prakritya. Either both vruddhi and kshaya may be akasnena or prakritya. Akasnena means ekadeshena. Only one gunas, two gunas, three gunas of vata, amshamcha kalpana. Okay. Or prakritya. Sakalena svabhavana. Entire vata, entire gunas of all the gunas of the pitta, they undergo prakopa and causes a vishamata. So this vriddhi and kshaya takes place in the dhatus of the sharira. Dhatus again means here dosha dhatu and bhakti. Okay. How it is going to happen? Again he continues that yogapadyena tu virodhinam dhatunam murdika. As we discussed earlier. Yugapat. Yugapat means simultaneous vriddhi and kshaya takes place because yadi yasya dhatu vruddhikaram tattato uparita gunasya. So the dravya which causes vriddhi of one bhava in the sharira, the same dravya causes kshaya of another bhava. Okay. At the same time it happens. Okay. So then what is the chikitsa here? Chikitsa is the chikitsa which is properly administered that brings the dhatu to the samya avastha. How? By decreasing the increased and by increasing the decreased. Both. Okay. So it has been said, yugapat nunyatiriktanam dhatunam samikaram bhavati. Simultaneously, what? Adhikam apakarshati nunyam apyayati. So by increasing the decrease and decreasing the increase, that is. So here the samyak avacharyamanam means uchita matradi prayogam. Commented by Acharya Chakrapani that when it is being given, chikitsa is given properly with the proper matra, then only it can cause vriddhi and kshaya and bring the samata of the dhatus. Okay. Okay. Classification, it has been not been given as said by Acharya Charaka. Here, Acharya Charaka explains in application of the sharira, dhadava punah shariram samana guna bhuyishta. Api ahara vikara abhyasya manahi vriddhim papnuvanti. Again abhyasa. Again vikara. Ahara vikaras. Okay. These are being when these are being introduced or administered because vriddhi when they are in samana guna or samana guna bhuyishta. What is samana bhuyishta? We see later. Rasam to viparita guna bhuyishta. Kshaya happens by viparita guna or viparita guna bhuyishta. Samanam evam param gunaha yasya samana guna. Like mamsa and mamsa. What is samana guna? Maximum gunas of the sharika bhavas and ahara vikara. When they are exactly having similarity, then it is called a samana guna, like mamsa and mamsa. Samana guna bhuvishta, alpa samana guna. Most of the properties are similar, like we see guna samanya. Okay, gunas are similar, some of the gunas are similar, not all the gunas, like Shir and Shukra. Viparita evam param gunaha yasya same. It should be understood for Vishesha also. Viparita. Gaveduka and Mansa, Tilatala and Vata, like as we have seen in Dravya and Guna. So continuation to that, Acharya Charaka says that Guravaste, Gurubhir Ahara Vikari Abhyasamanahi Apyayante. It increases. If we eat, see here gunas come. Gunas have been. First one is Guru. Initially I said Guru to Dravantahara. Okay. So Guru, Guna, Ahara, Vikaras, if they are consumed, what it causes? It causes Vriddhi of the Guru Dhatus, which are having Guru Gunas in the Sharira. At the same time, Lagavascha Rasanti decreases the Lagu Guna Yukta or Lagu Dhatus. Lagavastu Lagubhir Apyayanti. If we consume Lagu Guna Yukta Ahara Vikaras, then it causes a Vriddhi in the Lagu Dhatus and Kshaya in the Guru Dhatus. Okay. Masha increase Kapha, reduces the Vata. Mudga increase Vata, reduces Kapha. Evameva Sarvadhatu Gunanam Samanya Yoga Vriddhi Uparyatras. In the same way, other dhatus should be considered. In the same way, the Guru Guna Yukta, Lagu Guna Yukta, different gunas which are existing in the Sharira, what are those gunas? Already said, Guruvadi gunas, which are dhatu gunas, those should be understood. Okay. So, here, Tasman Mamsam Apyayate Mamsena, Bhuyastara Mamsenebhya Sharidhatis. Mamsa is having exactly similar nature with the Mamsa of the Sharira compared to other dhatus. Okay, so it increases Mamsa. Tata Lohinam Lohitena. Lohita increases. This is a continuation to what? Samanaguna and Samanaguna Bhuishta. Okay. Medo, Medasa, Vasa Vasaya, Taruna, actually Tarunasti, Asti, Tarunasti. Okay. Majja, Majna, Shukram, Shukrena, Garbhastu, Amagarpe. These are Samana Gunas. Mamsa, Mamsa, Shonita, Shonita. Okay. Then Meda, Medas, Vasa, Vasa, Asti and Taruna Asti, Majja, Majja is being given, Shukra and Shukra, Nakra Ritas is being given. Earlier it has been practiced. Okay. Then Garbhastu Amagar. Amagarba means egg. They should be given. As these are having exactly similar. So, when these are not available, when it is not available, for example, Mamsa is not available. There is a Mamsaksha in the person. There is a need of Vriddhi of that dhatu. But it is not available. Mamsa is not available, Rakta is not available, Meda is not available, Vasa is not available. Then what should be done? Samana Guna Bhuvishta. So that is one thing. Not availability, non-availability is one thing. Second is aversion. Or a vegetarian is there, he is having a Mamsa Kshaya. We need to administer Mamsa, but it is not possible. During that time, what should be done? Then Samana Bhuvishta. Okay, Samana Guna Bhuvishta. So Sannihita va api. So those Aushadhis or Ahara Vikaras which are having a similar gunas should be administered so that we can cause Vriddhi of that particular dhatu, which are having predominancy of those attributes. Samana Guna Bhuvishtanam Anya Prakritinam api Ahara Vikaram Upayoga San. Okay. Then karma. This is about Samana Guna and Samana. Samana Guna is Dravya Samanya can be considered. Samana Guna Bhuvishta, Guna Samanya. Exactly those have been described. Karma is not Samana. Karma is not Samana with any Guna, any of the Dhatus, any of the Dravyas or any of the Gunas. Karma pi adyasya Dhatu Ruddhikaram. Whichever karma is practiced, that is going to cause Vriddhi. How? Karma Shabdena Iha Hasya Chintadayo api Grahante. So karma is not existing in the Dravya. That is going to cause Vriddhi of the Chalaguna, Charatva of Vata, Stiratva of Kapha. It depends on Charaka karma. So whichever karma we practice, based on that, Vriddhi Kshaya is going to be observed. So karma tu praya prabhava deva Vriddhikaram. It is a prabhava based on the prabhava. Karma is based on the prabhava. So by prabhava it calls vriddhi of the dosha, dhatu or mala. Okay. Then even though it is not exactly similar, it calls vriddhi in the dhatus. So it is not included under samana. Kritva atra samana guna. It is not included under gunas, samana guna, samana guna, bhuvishta. It is not included because vriddhi and kshaya happens in the dhatus by karma due to prabhav, not by guna and dravya. Okay. So same is being generalized. Evam anyasham evapi sharidhatunam samanayukaranam vriddhirhaso yathakalam. So according to the requirement, one should use same principle to increase or decrease dhatus of the sharira and bring them to the samyavastha. The examples have been quoted by Charaka there. Shukrakshaye, this is samanaguna bhuvishta. Okay, samanaguna bhuvishta. Shukrakshaye, kshira, sarpisho, upayogo, madhura, snigdha, shita, samakyatam, cha aparesham. So, those which are having these gunas can be given like a samanaguna bhuvishta. Mutrakshaye, these are some conditions where we cannot administer. Mutrakshaya. Samanaguna bhuvishta is the solution. Okay. Purishakshaya, Vatakshaya, Pitakshaya, Shleshmakshaya. It is not possible to give dravya. Here, we should give Samanaguna, cannot be followed. Samanaguna bhuvishta, dravyas, ahara vikara should be administered. Okay. Effect of samana and viparita, rasa and dosha. So samanaguna bhuvishta va bhavanti te tan abhivardhanti. So rasa dosha, action of rasa and dosha. Based on samanaguna and samanaguna bhuvishta, vriddhi has a takes place. In Vimanasthana first chapter it has been mentioned samanaguna and samanaguna bhuvishta, viparita and viparita guna bhuvishta. In other context like tatradya maratham. Okay. Here also there are karaka and haraka rasas have been given. The combination are individual rasas. So first three rasas are going to increase the maratham granthi. So they decrease the vayu because they are exactly opposite. Viparita guna. So anyetu kurvate, which are samanya, these are visheshi. Whatever is being explained up to this is vishesha. Kurvate samanya. Similar rasa yukta ahara vikaras, when they are practiced, they are going to cause vriddhi. Acharya Shishruddha, while explaining chikitsa, kshaye vrayet chapi dosha dhatu malan vishat. Reduce the increased and increase the reduced and bring the samyavastha. And when tad tavadyavat rogaha sad tad samyasya lakshana. So when the person gets the arogya, then we should understand there is samyata of the dhatus have been restored. So until we see the arogya lakshana, we should give chikitsa, increase the decreased, decrease the increase, so that samyavastha is established. Eternity of the samana. So nityatva. Ayurveda nityatva you have studied. In 30th chapter it has been given. So samanya vishesha also nitya. Samanya vishesha siddhanta also nitya. It has been quoted by Acharya Charaka here. Guru lagu shita ushna snigdha rukshadinam dravyanam samanya visheshabhyam vriddhi hrasa. These gunas causes vriddhi and kshaya through samanya vishesha. So guru फिर अभ्यासमाय guru नाम उपचयो भवत अपचयो लघुना. It calls upachaya of the guru in the sharira, apachaya of the lagutva in the sharira. Evam itaram esha. So in the same way it is being understood for others. Then esha bhava swabhava nitya. The swabhava of these bhava padarthas, guruvadi gunas which are existing the dravya, it is nitya. Until dravya is existing, gunas are existing, The swabhava is existing in their bhava, in the bhava padarthas, and brings vriddhi and causes vriddhi and vritti kshaya takes place through what? Samanya and visheshas. Until these are existing, samanya vishesha exist. Yeah. When bhava swabhava is nitya, then samanya vishesha is also nitya. So samanya vishesha is a siddhanta is nitya. Okay. I think you got the activity paper. Paper has been given, no? The half are open, and I always having a positive attitude that half eyes are open. With that intention, we will continue. Okay. I will try to finish it in as early as possible because I know what is the next program. Paramanavada, everybody knows, everybody taught. Uh, just have a review on that. So both Paramanavada and Swabhava Paramavadas are explained under Karyakana Siddhanta itself as they are related to Karyakana Siddhanta. So let us see, let us have a brief idea about Karyakana initially. Okay. Karya Niyata Pura Rutti Karana. Which should Karana is one which should definitely exist before the Utpatti of Karya or before it is going to produce a Karya. And it has been clearly said in Ayurveda that like that when a pot is prepared, the gunas of the clay are existing in the pot. Like that, it should exist along with the Karya in a Samaya Sambandha. Next is Ananyata Siddha. It should not be, Karya should be nearest one, not a distant one. These are the rules we can consider. Three types of Karanas have been described: Samavai, Asamavai and Nimitta Karanas. First one is Samavai Karana. Yat Samavaitan Karma Utpadate Tat Samat. Tat Samavai Karana. So Samavai Karana is one which is inseparably related with the Utpatti of a Karya. Here Dravya is the Samavai Karana. Always remember that. Okay. It has been said by Charaka also in the last session we discussed. In the definition of a Dravya itself, Acharya Charaka included, it is a Samavai Karana for the Utpatti of Karya. So Dravya is the Samavai Karana. Whatever Karya is being produced through the Karana, always Dravya is a Samavai Karana. Dravya is the Samavai Karana for the Utpatti of Karya. Okay. Asamavai Karana, which exists along with Samavai Karana in inseparable manner, and it is invariably existing and help in the Utpatti of Karya. So, and with the help of that, the Samavai Karana is capable of producing a Karya. Here, Guna and Karmas. Some people agree with Guna and Karma, in Nyaya Darshana some people do not. Okay, but Guna and Karmas can be considered as the Asamavai Karanas which are present in the Dravya. Dravya is Samavai Karana, Guna and Karmas are Asamavai Karana. For example, here, this example has been given. Here the Guna, the color of the cloth is the Guna, which is present in the color of the threads. Tantus are having color, the same color is exhibited in the cloth also, in the pata also. That Guna is also existing in that with the Karya and arrangement of the threads. The arrangement of the threads is Karma, which is Asamavai Karana. So, with this example, they wanted to explain how Asamavai Karana as Guna and Karmas can be considered. So, in Ayurveda, while application that differs, that is different. Okay. When you consider Utpatti of Vyadhi, Samavai Karana, we consider Dosha. Dosha Samvarshana as Asamavai Karana. Okay. Third is Nimitta Karana. Nimitta Karana is one which is also taking part in the Utpatti of Karya, but after production of Karya, Nimitta Karana gets separated. Whereas Samavai exists with the Karya, Asamavai also exists with the Karya. But Nimitta Karana gets separated after the Utpatti of Karya. Either it is preparation of Ghata or Pata, or when you perform any Chikitsa, After performing chikitsa, we get separated. That is nimitta. Okay. Then karya is one which is manifested by the combination of these trivida karanas. So prag abhava pratyogi is the karya. You know abhava, prag abhava, pradhamsa abhava. There is abhava of the karya before its utpatti. There is abhava of karya before its utpatti. When karana transfers into karya, then only it came into existence. So it is the pratyogi of its abhava. Antecedent to its abhava. Earlier it was not existed, and with opposite to that abhava, it came into existence. That is the karya. Coming to Paramanuvada, yes, Paramanus are the karana for the utpatti of all things around us. Okay. All the things we see, they are made up of components. Okay, different components and combination of different particles. So, for example, if you take a pot, pot is a combination of it is formed by the combination of innumerable particles. Okay. So this, when you take a pot, when you go on dividing it into parts, initially 2, 4 like that, at one point, these parts cannot be divisible, and that indivisible part itself is called as a paramanu. Okay. And this paramanu is the karana. Paramanu is the karana behind utpatti and creation and destruction according to Vaisheshika. Then what is paramanu? Yatra avayava dhara vishrantihi sa param. Where the stream of avayava ends, that is paramanu. The same thing. But when you go on, same thing here. This is a pot. When pot is broken into pieces, and these pieces, when go on converted, or it is being cut into pieces, when at one stage we could not divide it, that indivisible part which exists, which we get. So that is Vishranti, means where it ends. Pot is avayavi. Pot is a avayavi. Its parts are avayavas. Okay, whatever you take, the dravya is avayavi, and the parts of the dravyas are avayavis. So avayavas, those when we are differentiating or we are cutting into different parts, then at one stage, the Vishranti means where further we cannot divide it. That state is called as Paramana. Prashastapada also says the same thing. The pravaha of this avayava, where it ends, when you go on dividing any object, the smallest part which could not be further divided, it is called a paramana. Okay. All the materials or object is formed by paramana itself, and the least part which is indivisible, it is a paramana. So whatever the things which are physically existing, which are got an existence, astitva, those all are formed by the combination of paramana itself. Paramana Swarupa, Paramanutvam, Parimanavan, Paramanu. The Parimana of Paramanu is Paramanu. Parimana of Paramanu is Parama Anu. Parimana of Paramanu is Parama Sukshma. That is the meaning. Parimana means the measurement of the Paramanu is Parama Sukshma. That is the meaning. It is the dimension which is very Sukshma, it is having very Sukshma Parimana. Okay. So the dimension is explained by Kanada as well as Charangdara. 1/6 part of the dust particle is a Paramanu. Charangdara is 1/30th part of the dust particle. So Paramanu is Atindriya, Niravayava and Nitya. It is always existing. There is no destruction. It is Nitya. Niravayava, which cannot be further divided, and Atindriya, we cannot see by our eyes. Okay. So Kanada states, so if Paramanu is considered to be divided, it is divisible, then what happens here? We cannot say the dimension between the anything which is bigger one and a smaller one. Because continuously we have to divide it. Even Paramanu is also having divisions. We'll go on dividing. Okay. So what happens here? There is no difference remains greater and smaller objects because both are continuously being divided. No difference remains between object which is bigger like Parvata and mustard. Okay, because so he says that there is a difference because one is formed by the initial Paramanus which are going to be formed any object that is called the Arambaka Avayavas. Arambaka Avayavas are more in a bigger object, whereas Arambaka Avayavas are less in smaller object. Because of that, there is a difference between larger and a smaller object, and the end part is itself is Niravayava, that is a Paramanu. So all are formed by the Paramanu itself. One is bigger one is smaller. Because of the Arambaka Paramanus are less in a smaller object and they are more in formation of the bigger object. Okay. Only 4 Paramanus exist according to Vaisheshika. Even Ayurveda also says. Okay. So, while explaining about the Prithvi, Teja, Vayu, you might have taught this. Yes or no? So, Vivida, Nitya, Anitya, Nitya Paramanu Rupa, Anitya Karya Rupa like that. So, Nitya Paramanu Rupa is Prithvi, Teja and Vayu. Akasha is Vibhu. There is no Paramanu Rupa in Akasha. So, each Paramanu is totally different from each other. Last session we discussed about at Paramanu level differentiation. Vishesha is existing, because of that the differentiation exists. Okay. Composition of Paramanus here. So as 4 Paramanus are there, Vayu is having this Sparsha, whereas Teja Paramanu is having Sparsha and Rupa, and Aap Paramanu is having Sparsha, Rupa and Rasa, and Parthiva Paramanu is having all the 4 gunas. Okay. Apart from those qualities, Shabda, not Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa and Gandha, there is a Vega, velocity in the Paramanus. They move from one place to another place. Okay. And Sankhya, number of the Paramanus are there. And Visheshata, which distinguish from one Paramanu to. This is also quality of the Paramanu, which is having a unique quality of the Paramanu is there. That is because of the Visheshata. Okay. Thus, a composite object contains the qualities of the Paramanus by which it is being constituted. Okay, here the Paramanus of copper going to form. In copper, we get the Paramanus of copper itself. Okay, in this carbon, we get the Paramanus of they are distinct from the Paramanus of copper. Okay, there is a Visheshatva exists between, differentiation exists between one type of Paramanu to another type of Paramanu, even though they are in the Paramanu. So, Srishti Krama according to Paramanuvada by Vaisheshika, 2 Paramanus to form Dvayanuka. Paramanu plus Paramanu togetherly they form Dvayanuka. Such 3 Dvayanukas, Dvayanuka and Dvayanuka. 3 Dvayanukas forms Trasarenu. And how many Paramanus it has? How many Paramanus? 6. And according to Kannada, it is visible. 1/6 part of the dust particle. This is a dust particle because it contains 6 Paramanus. So according to Kannada, okay. Trasarenu, such 4 Trasarenus form Chaturanuka and 5 Chaturanukas form Panchanuka. And the Sthula Dravyas are being formed, such combination takes place between Paramanus. The Sanyoga of Paramanu takes place, how it is being going to happen. See, Dvayanuka, Trasarenu, Chaturanuka, how these are formed. Combination happens. One is Karmaja Sanyoga. 3 types of Sanyoga happen. Second is Ubhaya Karmaja. Third is Sanyogaja Sanyoga. Eka Karmaja Sanyoga, Dvandva Karmaja Sanyoga, Sarva Karma Sanyoga, you know. In Paradigunas, while discussing about Paradigunas Sanyoga Vibhaga. Like that, it can be considered as Eka Karmaja. Karmaja Sanyoga. Second is Ubhaya Karmaja. By the motion of the both coming from other place and joined together. One may be stagnant, another is moving and combines, that is Eka Karmaja. Both are having movement and come together at one place and a combination happens. Sanyogaja, it is result by the coincidence, without any incident. It is moving on its way, other is moving on its way, they come collide with each other and a combination happens. Okay, that is called a Sanyogaja. Sanyog, okay. And this motion is imparted by Adrishta, it has been said. The combination, according to Vaisheshika, it is due to Adrishta, not by intention. Okay, Adrishta is behind that. Later commentator it has been said. Okay. Okay. So according to Vaisheshika, atoms are naturally, they are stable. But at the time of creation, what happens? The mutual attraction takes place due to Adrishta and they combine with each other during the formation of any object. Srishti happens. Okay. So how it happens? Like needle attracts towards magnet. Swabhavika. By Swabhava or by Eka Karmaja, Dvandva Karmaja or Swabhavaja Karmaja. Like sap in the tree moves in from bottom to upwards by Swabhava. Like that, both 2 or 3 Paramanus come together and have a combination. So specific combination results in the permutation and combination of Paramanu results in the Utpatti of innumerable different objects takes place. Okay. So we see diversity in the objects due to the different Guna Yukta, Karma Yukta or the combination of Parthiva, Dravya, so Parthiva, Apya, Parthiva, Agneya. Permutation takes place between the 4 Paramanus and happens. So in Ayurveda, what is being explained regarding Paramanuvada, Acharya Charaka in Sharisthana explains about Shariravastu Paramanu Bhedena Apresins. So when a Sharira is seen in form of a micro level, we see innumerable kind of Paramanus which are formed in the Sharira and different Avayavas are there which are formed by these minute particles. These are Ati Bhutvat, Ati Sukshmat, Ati Indriyatvat. These are innumerable which cannot be seen by directly and they are Ati Sukshma. Tesham Sanyoga Vibhage Paramanunam Karanam Vayu Karma Swabhavascha. The Sanyoga and Vibhaga of these Paramanus takes place by Vayu, Karma and Swabhava. But Chakrapani, commenting on that, says that Na kevalo Vayu kintu Karma Swabhava Parigrahita. Only Vayu is not responsible, the Karma and Swabhava is also responsible. In some books it has been Karma Swabhava of the Vayu. Okay. Karma and Swabhava of the Vayu. So it clarifies. Here, Vayu itself, due to Sanyojaka Swabhava, causes Sanyoga. Due to Vyojaka Swabhava, causes Vyoga of the Paramana. Vibhajana of the Paramana. Understood or not? Vayu itself, due to Sanyojaka Swabhava karma, it causes the Sanyoga of the Paramana. When it is associated with Vibhajaka Swabhava, then it causes the separation of the Paramana. Vayu itself is responsible depending on which type of action it is performing. When it is associated with Sanyojaka Swabhava, at that time it causes the combination. When Vibhajaka Sanyoga, Vibhajaka Swabhava is arising, during that time it causes a Vibhaga. So say fusion and fission, which is explained in modern science also. So that happens due to karma of the Vayu, due to Swabhava of it in the Sanyoga or Vibhaga. Okay. So in Ayurveda, in many places we see the use of Anu and Paramanu, both are not different. Both are same. Is there any difference? Anu can be divided, Paramanu cannot. But Anu and Paramanu both are both are same. There is no difference. Okay. Anuttvamcha, Ekattvamcha, so it has been said, Manas is, the Parimana of the Manas has been described by Acharya Charaka as Anu Parimana. Okay. There is Paramana rule. Okay. And while explaining the Srotasis, Vrutta, Sulyani, Anu. There are very minute Srotasis which are Paramana Rupa, through which the things are moved. Okay. During so factors of our ejaculation of the Shukra. The one of the cause is Anupravana Bhav among 8 because of the minuteness. Because of the its minuteness, it is being ejaculated. Okay. And while explaining about composition of embryo, Garbhasya Chatvara Chaturvidhani Bhutani, 4 sets of Mahabhutas, except Akasha, Prithvi, Ap, Teja and Vayu. These togetherly combine. And these are not only 4, these are related to mother, father, as well as Ahara and Atmakratani. 4 is 4 from the 4 which are related to Matraja, 4 Mitraja, Pratyap Teja Vayu, Aharaja, Pratyap Teja Vayu, Atmaja. Means from a Pura Janmakrata, the karma is being carried out. So totally there are 16 groups of a Sukshma Paramanu Rupa Mahabhutas have been described in the Utpatti of a Garbha. Bija Bhaga Bija. So beyond that, Acharya Charaka explains about not only at the level of the cell, when it comes to the genetics. Okay. Genetic disorders have been described in a Shairasthana, where Bija Bhaga Vayas have been covered. So not only Bija can be considered as Paramanu Rupa. In that Bija Bhaga Avayava, that is also being explained. During the Dushti of Bija, what is going to happen? Dushti of Bija Bhaga, what is going to happen? Dushti of Bija Bhaga Avayava, what are the Vikritis we are going to observe? Those have been described in a Shairasthana. Okay. So this is one example which has been taken there. So here this is Bija and this is Bija Bhaga. This is Garbhashaya Bija Bhaga. Garbhashaya Bija Bhaga. This is related to female. Okay. When a lady who is going to produce a female child, she is the Stri Bija. This is considered as Stri Bija. In that, this part is forming Garbhashaya in the female child. Understood? This has got Bija Bhaga. This is one part, one Bija Bhaga, which is causing this is called Garbhashaya Bija Bhaga, which contributes for the Utpatti of Garbhashaya in the female child, which she is going to produce. When Vikriti happens in that is called Vandhya. Bija Bhaga Avayava. Next. So Garbhashaya Bija Bhaga Avayava in the ovum, so that when this, under this, there is Bija Bhaga Avayava. Garbhashaya Bija Bhaga is there. Bija Bhaga Avayava. Bija Bhaga, a small part of that Bija Bhaga Avayava is there. That when Dushti happens, this causes a Puti Praja. And next is Varta, where along with this there is another Dushti, that is the female body producing Bija Bhaga. Dushti of Garbhashaya Bija Bhaga Avayava, Dushti of Strikara Bija Bhaga. Strikara Bija Bhaga means which is producing female characters in that female child from the female gamete. When Dushti happens, that is going to form Varta. Like this, not only the atomic level, Ayurveda explains, Acharya Charaka explains about the Avayavas, even Bhagas of that cells. Okay. In the explanation about the Vikritis related to genes. Then during the stages of the disease, Anurhi Pratamam Bhutva Roga Paschat Vivardhati. Initially they are very minute, which cannot be understood. They are in the minute form, early stage, they are insignificant. So later they become understood. Okay. So in Indriya Sthana, there is one chapter called Anujyoti. Anujyoti. Anujyotim Mandagnihi. The Agni itself is considered Jyoti here. When it becomes Manda, that is called Anu. So it is remaining only in a minute form. That is a Anujyoti. Paramanu in medicine. Preparation of the medicine, nanomedicine. Okay. So like Swarna Bhasma, all the Bhasmas, they are nanoparticles which are being prepared, and they can be considered as Paramanu, so the part of the Paramanavada itself. Anutela. Anutela. Anunam Srotasam Hitam Iti Anutela. Why it is called Anutela? Because it is effective in the Srotasas which are minute in nature, so it is called Anutela. Pumsamana Karma. Earlier I was explaining. During Pumsamana Karma, so Anupramana, a statue of the gold or silver or loha is prepared, which is made. Anupramana, very minute statue is prepared and it is being used for Pumsamana Karma, along with curd or milk or water, along with the statue that should be done. Atomic theory in modern science, as you already know. Okay. So these are the building blocks of the entire matter, whatever matter it may be, and all the matter is formed by paramanu or atoms itself. And they also explain subatomic particles like a neutron, proton, and electrons. So according to them, combination is of the atoms based on chemical bonding. There is a bonding of chemical bonding exists between them. In that, atoms share or transfer electrons with each other. Like here, formation of H2O is there. H and O, they are sharing their atoms, while formation of a molecule. The molecule of H2O is formed. Let us conclude. Paramanus are fundamental building blocks of all bhava padarthas, whatever is existing. And Maharshi Kanada can be considered as the father of atomic theory because he has first explained about Parimana, okay, and how Srishti Krama happens due to Paramana, with the help of Paramanu that has been described. And Ayurveda, except Paramanavada, in explaining Sharira, Nidana and Chikitsa everywhere. Thank you. Yes?
How we see in Ayurvedic perspective the elements given in periodic table. They all are 118 or 20 in number nowadays, and each one is different. The atoms are different. Shape, size, and everything.
See, Paramanavada in Ayurveda, it is accepted in terms of biology, in terms of Sharira, Rachana of the Sharira, and preparation, not in terms of chemistry or physics. When Vaisheshika explains in terms of physics, whatever the things, Shad Padartha also physically they explained, adopted in Ayurveda in the form of biology to explain Sharira, Kriya, and Indhana and Chikitsa. The same way it is being adopted, and only in Shairya Sthana, Acharya Charaka explains in detail. Those just I explained so that where we get the name Anu, Paramanu, etc. But application actually we see in the 7th chapter where he explains about Paramanu Vedya Sharira. Paramanu Vedya Sharira, which is related to cells.
There's a slogan, Asmin Sastre Sarva Dravya Panchabhautikam Asmin. So even in Ashtangoda 9th chapter, Panchabhautikatva of all the Dravya in this universe. So how we see each and every elements, can we see the Panchabhautikatva in all these elements?
Yes. All Dravyas are, even molecules are formed by Panchamabda itself. The Paramanus, only 4 Paramanus explained by Vaisheshika, also accepted in Ayurveda. These only 4 Paramanus form everything. Those are basic Paramanus for the formation of all the. You are telling about periodic table of chemistry.
Yes. So there are 118 or 20 elements. If we see in
they may be either related to Parthiva, Agneya, Vayava, Mahabhutas.
they are.
Yes. In that way we have to consider. Either they may be Parthiva.
Each one is Panchabhautika.
No, it may be Parthiva only. No. They are not Karyadravas. When you consider Karyadravas, there are molecules, when we consider combination H2O, is a molecule formed by the Panchamahabhuta.
If we see a single atom of
Single
metal
atom,
in
yeah.
a highly resoluted electron microscope
Single atom,
of any like silver or gold. So if we see a single atom of silver or gold, what we can say to that single atom?
it may be either Parthiva or Jali because of the whichever is dominant in that. Means among four, any one among them is may be there. Okay.
I think about only one Paramanu means there is only one Mahabhuta.
One Paramanu level, at the Paramanu level. See, there are two types of Dravya. One is Karana and Karya. When you consider Karana Rupa Dravyas, then there is no combination. They are individually, they are existing in Paramanu Rupa. At Paramanu level, all are existing individually. There is no combination. But at Karya Rupa, combination happens between four Mahabhuta and including Akasha.
That small Paramanu adaptation given by the canal, the one-sixth part of the microscope, it's much more smaller than the actual size mentioned by canal. So
that is Parthiva.
So what actually means?
That is Parthiva Paramanu.
That's I'm asking.
That is a Parthiva Paramanu.
There are 118 or 20 types of metals kind of things.
Either they are Parthiva or Jaliya or Agneya, like that we have to take. Which particular Mahabhuta itself. They belong to particular Mahabhuta itself, like that. If they are in Paramanu level, either they belong to Prithvi, Aap, Teja or Vayu. Like that. Not Panchama, four Mahabhutas.
Physically exist means
Akasha is?
if that atom is existed in the physical
Form.
Rupa, then it will be automatically Panchamahabhuta.
Sir, atomic level, when you say atoms are Nitya. Okay, they are Karana Rupa, not Karya. When it comes to the Karya Rupa, there is a combination of Paramanus. Karya Rupa Dravyas, when you consider,
Physical existence is there to, if physical existence is there, or
even Paramanus are also physically existed. Yes, yes, we can see them without, we can see through the microscope. So, Niravayava, Nirindriya. Nirindriya means we cannot see by our Chakshurindriya. But by Anumana, they used to come to know. Now we have got a microscope, electron microscope, we are able to see. They are in Paramana Rupa itself. Either they may be Parthiva, again I am saying, Jaliya, Vayuya, Agni, like that. Only four types of Paramanus. We can include them in four categories itself.
So in that is considered Parthiva Paramanu means there is a Parthiva only there is almost Sparsha. Sparsha.
Those gunas are there. Those gunas are there. Gunas are there. Gunas are there. Mahabhuta is there. Gunas are there. Acharya Charaka also says in the first chapter of Sharyasthana, what? The Utpatti of Mahabhutas have been described from the Shabda, Akasha Utpatti takes place, Shabda, Sparsha, like that. Gunas, these gunas are minute. Later we discuss. Ananya Pravesha. In another is Sankhya's Srishtikrama when you take. The Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasagandha on the left side. Okay. Which is derived from the combination of Ahankaras, Raja and Tama. Those are also considered as Paramanu Rupas. Some people consider them as Paramanu Rupa. I also accept that. Some people do not accept because on the right side there is a Manas. Manas is also Paramanu. Indriyas are also Paramanu Rupa. They are Anumanagamya. It has been said by Acharya Charaka. In the Tatra Anumanagamenam, Panchabhuta, Vikaram. So, at the same level they are existing. Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasagandha also minute, they are Paramanu Rupa, and from that there is Utpatti of a Panchamahabhuta takes place. But Charaka says Pancha Sukshma Mahabhutas. Sukshma Mahabhutas, not a Tarmatra. But actually, when it comes to the Garbha Utpatti, only four Paramanus are considered. And the Ativahika Purusha also, when it is being said, only four Mahabhutas are considered in the Sukshma Rupa. Sukshma Rupa, that shloka is there, no? Which one? Bhutai Chaturpadi Sahitam Sasukshmai Manojavahi Deham Upaviti Deha. So, Sukshma Mahabhutas, only four are considered because Akasha is Vibhu, it is present everywhere. Let us continue.
Can we consider all 20 elements are they are divided into Prithvi, Jal,
We can include them.
and Tej,
Only four. Only four. Only four.
and Akash as it is not.
Akasha is Vibhu. Akasha doesn't have any Paramanu Rupa.
We can further subdivide 20 into 4 basic elements of Mahabharata. Tanmatra we can say.
Tanmatra, as because I have not included, some people did not accept Tanmatra. Okay, because it contains Shabda. So it is not a Shabda leads to Utpatti of Akasha. There, then here only 4 are there. In explanation of 4, Shabda is not there. Only Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha is there. It is specifically described by Acharya Charaka. Pratitantra Siddhanta of Karyakarana. Why it is explained? Because relation of Chikitsa with this Vada, as chapter describes management of the conditions arising during Chikitsa. Here, Chikitsa Prabhriti Adhyaya, some of the Shodhana Chikitsas and complications arising by that, and Chikitsa is explained in this chapter for those complications. So, Atreya wanted to explain what is Chikitsa. What is a Chikitsa? And Chakrapani says in support of Kshanabhanga Vada and to establish treatment of the disease. What is the actual definition of the Chikitsa? To establish that definition, it has been described. So it is partially related to Kshanabhanga Vada, because in Kshanabhanga Vada what happens? There is Utpatti, Sthiti and Laya. Kshana Utpatti, Kshana Sthiti and Kshana Laya. But before Laya, it produces similar kind of object and it get distracted. Before Laya, before Nasha, it is going to produce a similar object and it get distracted. And even Bauddha Darshana, they included Atmas, Nityadravya also in the this. They considered all the things, including Atma, etc. So in Sharasthana, Acharya Charaka denies the acceptance of Kshanabhangavada, where he says that Atma is Nitya, is not having transformation. As Nityadravyas do not have transformation. So in first chapter it has been denied that the Kshanabhangavada later. But here, Kshana Utpatti, Kshana Sthiti and Laya is there. But there is slight differentiation exists. Okay. Swabhava means natural and Uparama means destruction. So the destruction takes place without any cause. So this is specifically mentioned in the Sharika Bhavas. Pravritti Hetu Bhavanam na nirodhasti kana. Pravritti means Utpatti. Okay. And Nirodha means Nasha. For Pravritti there is Hetu. For Utpatti there is Hetu. In this context, Pravritti should be taken as Utpatti. Pravritti for Bhava Padarthas, especially Sharika Bhavas. There is a Hetu. But there is no Hetu for the destruction, as destruction is natural. Chakrapani says, Sabhavat Vinashakana Nirapeksha Uparamo Vinashaha Sabha. So, even in the obstruction of cause of destruction, destruction is going on. There is absence of cause of a destruction, but destruction is continuously going on. So, it is by Swabhava, the destruction taking place without any reason. So, here example is given, flame of a lamp requires cause. A flame is there. For giving light, what it requires? Oil, wick is there and deepa is there. But for its extinction, there is no causes required. Okay, so all of our Bhava Padarthas, in the first moment they are produced, the next moment they exist and after a certain period they get perished or they get destructed. And this happens in a very short period. Quickly, the Nasha takes place always. Later, that will explain. For another example, he has given the sword after it has been manufactured. There is no need of any constant factor to maintain its natural state. So it is being maintained as it is. But a nasha takes place without any cause. So in the context of Sharira, it has been said that the Shukra Shodita Jiva Sayetu Ukshikite Garbha. Garbha, the Utpatti of Garbha takes place due to the combination of Shukra, Shodita and Jiva. There is a Karana for the Utpatti of Garbha. But here Jara Mrityu Sabhava Nishpratikriya. By Swabhava, the death happens. It is considered as Sabhavika Vyadhi and it is naturally taking place and which happens by nature. So, in this context of Sabha Pramavada itself, some of the scholars say that Kechit Tatrapi Manyante, some people say that Heto Retaravartanam. Heto Retaravartanam. Because there is non-existence of cause itself is the cause for the destruction. Arthaita? Non-existence of cause itself is the cause for the destruction. As there is no cause for the destruction, so they undergo destruction. So, Chakrapani says, Hetu Ravartanamiti Utpadaka Hetu Abhavaha. There is Abhava of Utpadaka Hetu, so it is getting destructed. According to them, according to some scholars. So, the same example is taken, whatever is taken earlier. What? Oil, wick, and the lamp is there. For the flame, there is a requirement of taila, there is a requirement of a wick. But when taila completely finishes, that is the cause for the extinction. They say. But actually that is the cause for the utpatti. That is the cause for the utpatti, not for the nasha. That is the understanding of Ayurveda, is that taila is the cause for the utpatti. It finishes, that is not cause. It go on enlightening until it is there, it is enlightening. Okay, but that is not the cause for the extinction. Extinction takes place by swabhava, without any reason. Here they say that due to the lack of oil, hence they state that there is a cause for destruction. So, there is a chikitsa required for refill this destruction, and Dhatu Samhita will not restore automatically. When there is Dhatu Vaishamya is there, Dhatu Samhita, to restore Dhatu Samhita, we have to give something that should be refilled so that Dhatu Samhita should be maintained. Okay. When it comes to the application, Acharya Charaka says that Jayante Hetu Vaishamyat Vishamo Dehadhatavaha Hetu Samyat Samat. There are two things here. One is Samyavastha and Vishamavastha. Vishamavastha happens due to Vishama Ahara Viharas or we can write Vishama Hetu. Vishama Hetu results in the Utpatti of Vishama Dhatu and they are undergoing destruction. There is a Karana for the Utpatti of Vishama Dhatu, that is Vishama Hetu. There is a cause for the Utpatti of Vishama Dhatu, that is a Vishama Hetu. But there is no cause for their destruction. They are continuously undergoing destruction without any cause. And when in Swastha also, there are Samadhatus, for Utpatti of Samadhatu, there is cause. What? Samahetus. It may be Samya, Ahara and Vihara. They are going to cause the Utpatti of a Samahetu or Samadhatu. Samadhatus are also undergoing Nasha without any cause. So it has been said, Tesham. Tesham means both. What? Sam and Vaishamya Dhatus undergo destruction without any cause. Tesham Sabhava Paramaha Sada. Either it is in the Vishama Avastha or Samya Avastha. They continuously undergoing destruction without. But the Utpatti of Vishama Dhatu and Samadhatu depend on cause itself. Chakrapani, commenting on the verse, says that if this view is accepted, then what happens? Dhatu Vishama Kalpa Vishama Dhatu Ahara automatically get up. When Vishama Dhatus are undergoing automatically destructed, why there is a need of chikitsa? There is nothing to do with that. Okay. So, any Dhatu Vishama may consider as momentary one. So, next moment it is equilibrium is. So, when one moment Vinasha of the Dhatu takes place, then it is being replaced by Samadhatu itself. So, as the Dhatu Nasha or in the Vaishamya Avastha, it is momentary, continuously undergoing in a quick manner, destruction is happening. Then at one moment, the Samadhatu is restored. Why there is need of a, because the patient is suffering from the disease, in diseased condition, Vishama Dhatus are undergoing destruction. Then what is the need of treatment? Automatically he become cured. The same is asked by Agnivesha. What Agnivesha asks, if disease can be cured automatically, then what is the necessary of a physician? We should not be here. Okay. Then which imbalanced dhatus are brought to Samya Avastha by medicine? When there is a Vishama Dhatus are undergoing destruction, which imbalanced dhatus are brought to the Samya Avastha? And what does the treatment really mean then? What is the meaning of Chikitsa then? Okay, then at the end, what is the objective of giving a Chikitsa? These 4 questions were asked by Agnivesha to Atreya. Atreya, by giving clarification, Na Nashakarana Abhavat Bhavanam Nashakarana Jnaya. Understood? The cause of the destruction is not known because they are not existing. Because no such cause are existing. Abhava of the karana for the destruction is there. There is abhava of the karana for destruction, so they are not being understood. Okay, so there are 2 things here on that Chakrapani comments. One is we don't know who is behind the destruction. Second is there is no existence of the cause for the destruction. Okay. So that has been clarified by Atreya that so as the Nityaka Kala continuously going on. Okay. So destruction is happening without any cause. Very quickly. So since morning you are here, it is over. Destruction of the Kala is continuously going on. How many days over? Today is 4th day. Okay, 4 days over. 4 days destroyed. 3 days destroyed, and now in the 4th day, this will be destroyed in next moment. Okay, as Nityaka Kala is continuously undergoing destruction, and it does not require any other cause for its destruction. It is automatically it is going on. Okay, in the same way, destruction of all the dhatus happens in the Sharira, which are either in the Samya Avastha or Vishama Avastha. Okay. In Shairasthana, first chapter, Acharya Charaka explains once again to support this. Okay. So, the Shigragatvat Swabhava Abhav. The Swabhava of Abhava is Shigra. Swabhava of the Abhava is Shigra. Understood? Means destruction happens in a quick manner. It is the Swabhava. Always, whenever destruction happens, either in Samya Avastha or Shama Avastha, it is happening continuously like Kala. Very fast it is moving. In the same way, whatever is destruction, especially in the Sharira having destruction, that is, so Shigragami is the Swabhava of the Abhava. Na Tejet iti artha. So here, Swabhava means here they never lose that Shigraga Swabhava. Continuously they are undergoing a destruction without any delay. Chakrapani commenting on that. So there are 2 types of understanding as I said. One is we don't know the cause, another is there is no cause. Okay. So causative factors for destruction bhava padartha is beyond the knowledge. We don't know that. Like he gives some simile. It is like so it is because such factors do not exist at all, like a horn of the rabbit. They do not exist. Like that, the karana for the destruction may not be exist. Or they may be existing, but we cannot see. Like the roots of the trees, we cannot see. They are existing. Like the nail, which is above the ground level, half of the nail is inside the ground. We cannot see it. So it is not visible. We don't have knowledge about that, even though it is existing. Like that, 2 types of the things may be happening. He gives this, like this it may be. One is not knowing, another is not existing. So here one is abhava of the karana, there is existence of Karana but beyond the perception. Two perceptions are there. Then, but Chakrapani so substantiate that due to their non-existence, not due to, see, we are not, see here what? They are not existing at all, so we are not able to see their existence. We are not able to perceive the Karana of Abhava because it is not existing at all. So, that should be taken. Not that we don't know. Okay. Because it is not existing, we are unable to know its existence as Karana for the Abhava. So, Drishtanta again he gives, as the case of time, it is continuously moving on. It is going on. But you don't know it is moving. Okay. It is continuously, destruction is happening, but without any reason. This is the best example they wanted to give to understand it in a sharira, in the level of the sharira, in the level of the dhatu. As time is undergoing destruction, kala is undergoing destruction without any reason, the same way, the bhavas in the sharira, they are also undergoing destruction without any cause. The cause not exist for the destruction. There is no cause for the destruction. Okay. So automatically it is happening, destruction happening. Okay. So destruction happens only after it is production. Only after. So when dhatu utpatti takes place, the next kshana, destruction happens either in the form of vishama or samya. Okay. Such as the time. So it has been a taken. So during this time of destruction, we cannot make any changes in the padarthas, in the dhatus. Okay. Means they have been said that chikitsa can be given in the earlier. Some people say that there is a karana for destruction, we can modify it. When automatically it is going on, the destruction is going on, at that level, nirodhe karanam tasya nasti naiva anyatha kriya. Nothing can be done. We cannot, intervention cannot be done. So change in the innate tendency, because it is a swabhava, as I have given the reference of Shairasthana. It is swabhava of the abhava, which is continuously shigragami. Swabhava of the abhava is shigragami. Always it is continuously undergoing destruction. We cannot bring any changes in that, because it is innate character of the abhava. It is a swabhava of that. Okay, it is always automatic, not caused by any unrelated factor. So no changes or modification can be done in the destruction at that time. Then, if equilibrium of the dhatu is disturbed, then what happens? Disturbances need to be corrected by any cause, because their equilibrium can be restored automatically. So there is no need to correct them, as initially it has been said. Automatically it is being restored. So then what is the use of chikitsa? Then what is the chikitsa that has been stated by Acharya Atreya? Yabhi kriya virjayante sharidhatava sam. Okay, sa chikitsa vikaranam karma tanvishjam smut. Okay. So the action of bringing dhatus to the equilibrium state is called as chikitsa of the vyadhi. Particularly mentioned that. Okay, vikara. So karma tanvishjam, it is the duty of the physician. It is the karma of the physician to bring the vishama dhatus to the samya avastha. That is the aim of the chikitsa itself. So in other condition also, when defining the chikitsa in the 9th chapter, pravrittir dhatu samyartham. The pravritti is nothing but the karma, initiation of the action itself is considered. Okay. Then purpose of the chikitsa, why chikitsa should be done? So prevent the vaishamya and samanam cha anubandha. Anubandha of the samanata in the dhatus and prevent the vishamata of the dhatus. that should be restored and samana should be, equilibrium should be maintained. That is the aim. Sad ityartham kriyate kriya. The purpose of the chikitsa is to restore the equilibrium state of the dhatus by giving samahetus by maintaining a samadhatus instead of a vishamadhatus. For that, what should be done? Tyagat vishamahetuna. Tyagat vishamahetuna samaramcha upasayam. One should be avoid those causative factors which are causing a vishamadhatus. Those should be replaced by sama hetus. Then vishamana anubadhanti jayanti dhatu. So then the vishamata of the dhatus will be replaced by samadhatus. That is the aim of the chikitsa. Okay. So whatever questions asked by Agnivesha, each one is clarified by Atreya. Chakrapani, each one where it is being, how it is being clarified, he explains. So what is it? What does treatment really means? Means sa chikitsa. With this word, it has been clarified by Atreya. That so treatment really means the kriya in which dhatus are brought back to the samya avastha, which is being performed. And then, what is the necessity of qualified physician? Because it is the karma of the physician to bring the dhatus to the samya avastha. After involvement of him itself, the dhatu samyata is being achieved. Third is objective of ityartham kriyate, by this samanancha anubandham. So, prevention of the vishamata of the dhatu and maintenance of the equilibrium state of the dhatu itself is the objective of the chikitsa. And which imbalanced dhatu is to be brought back? It is samaisto hetu virati. By administration of sama hetus, samadhatu is being maintained, then balance is being maintained by replacing the vishamadhatus with a samadhatus. That is being clarified by Acharya Atreya by giving answer. So, Chakrapani says that even though vishamata dhatu is being momentary, it goes on causing. For example, if Vishama Hetu is taken, Vishama Dhatu Utpatti takes place, continuously a chain of the Vishama Dhatu is formed and it is undergoing destruction. Utpatti, Sthiti, Laya. Then this chain should be replaced by Samadhatus. Vishama Dhatu Utpatti should be replaced by Samadhatus, and that should be brought by the chain of the Vishama Dhatu should be, here it should be broken at the level of Hetu itself. Vishama Hetu should be replaced by Sama Hetus. Then gradually, not immediate, gradually the Vishama Dhatus are replaced with the Sama Dhatus. Okay, he gives the simile with the when a pot is being hit by a hammer, then a chain of the parts, separation or breaking of the parts happens. The chain of parts, avayavas starts, which is continuously taking place. In the same way, vicious chain is there, that should be replaced by samadhatus. So with this illustration, I wanted to tell that here vishamadhatus are there. Then due to involvement of samhetu in the form of chikitsa and ahara, vihara, gradually samadhatu utpatti takes place and vishamadhatu still exists, and gradually samadhatu is being restored. That is the aim of the chikitsa. Okay. Vishamahetu sevana, vishamadhatu utpatti, vishamadhatu nash. Then person is having this is the tyaga of vishamahetu, samahetu sevana, samadhatu utpatti, vishamadhatu nash. Still it is there. Still the chain of the vishamadhatu is there, and still vishamadhatu exists in this person. After some times, abhyasa, samana guna abhyasa hi, everywhere abhyasa is mentioned. Okay. So not only 1 day, 2 days, it requires many days to replace that vishamata. Abhyasa of samayetu, samadhatu utpatti takes place, and a samadhatu nasha takes place. That is arogya is restored. This is explained with the chain. Okay, you can see this one is a silver chain. Consider this as Vishama Dhatu, chain of Vishama. So this is Utpatti happened and continuously it is going on, and this is destruction is happening. Utpatti and destruction in between Vishamadhatu and Roga is. Then Samahetu started, it is being replaced. Still Vishamahetus are there, Roga is there. After some days, Abhyasa, this is for UG students. They can easily understand. They can connect it easily. Okay. So Samahetus, when they started, initially still Vishamadhatus are there. Gradually, Abhyasa of the Samahetus practice, after some time, completely Vishamadhatu Nasha takes place and the health is restored. Then Arogya is there, you will get gold. Okay. Okay. In the context of Nidana, 8th chapter, Acharya Charaka says, Vikara Prakritischaiva Dvayam Sarva Samasata. So both Vikara and Prakriti depend on the Hetu. Vikara Vaishamya, Prakriti Samyam. So both are depending on Hetu. So Aragya Rupa Prakritiya Samahetu Sevani. For Prakriti, what? Hetur Abhavat Nana Vartati. So here, Samahetu Sevaniya results in the Aragya Rupa Prakriti. Vikara Rupa Roga Parihartanam Vikara Hetu Varjani. So here, avoiding the Vishamahetus, practicing Samahetu leads to the maintenance of the Samya Avastha of the Dhatu. That is being again explained in the Nidanasthana 8th chapter by Acharya Charaka. Thank you.